Today I'm sharing my living room transformation with the added bonus of sharing some really easy interior design tips that I learned during my renovation that you can use to elevate your space without breaking the bank. These tips are practical, affordable, and make a world of difference in your home. When we first moved in, there was a small cast iron gas fireplace that was charming in its own way, but it just wasn't in proportion with the rest of the chimney breast. Add in the fact that there was a single cupboard on one side of the chimney breast, and you can imagine how unbalanced the room felt. Asymmetry of the cupboard and the fireplace, combined with some oversized sofas, made the room feel cramped and compact, like it was being pulled in different directions. Rather than your eye moving naturally around the room, it would get stuck on the blank spaces and odd proportions, almost like the space was competing with itself. That's where playing with focal points, visual weight, and the magic trick with lines can work wonders, especially in a smaller space like mine. I love period features, and getting rid of the chimney breast wasn't an option. I wanted it to be a true focal point in the room, but it needed balance and proportion to feel anchored in the space, rather than dominating it. To create that balance, I added symmetrical storage cupboards on either side of the chimney breast. The key here is in the alignment. The top of the cupboards align perfectly with the top of the fireplace opening, which instantly gives the whole structure more visual weight without making the room feel heavy. This symmetrical setup helps to anchor the room and makes everything feel more cohesive. Without balance, a chimney breast can almost feel like it's sticking out, like it doesn't belong. But now everything works together in harmony. Even though I couldn't justify the cost of the stone fireplace I initially wanted, I really leaned into something just as impactful, the magic trick with lines. Here's where the magic happens with lines, especially if you're working in a smaller space. In this room, there are already a lot of vertical lines that naturally draw the eye upward, especially around the bay window and on the chimney breast itself. I wanted to complement that, so I asked my joiner to create a vertical surround using curved vertical beading that mimics the soft edges of the chimney breast. I actually measured the width of the fireplace opening and played around with the height of the beading. I wanted it to feel proportionate, so I experimented with taping out the design, sitting with it for a few days to see if it would feel right. I even taped where the TV would go to make sure it wasn't too high, because no one wants to strain their neck every time they watch TV. In the end, I went with 50% of the width for the height of the beading, and though it might seem really pedantic, those small details that make a huge difference in a small space. Once I had the beading in place, I painted it a solid colour. I chose a colour from coat paint for a soft warm feel. For inside the fireplace, I went with Bowerworks darkest lime wash paint in Onyx, I think it's called, to create the illusion of depth, as though the fireplace extends further back than it actually does. This may sound counterintuitive, but by going bigger with the chimney breast and adding these details, I was actually able to make the space feel less cramped. Even though the chimney breast is now a bigger feature, it doesn't dominate the room. That's because the proportions are balanced, thanks to the symmetrical cupboards and the vertical lines that draw your eye naturally upward. Those lines work in harmony with the other vertical elements in the room, like the window frames and the height of the walls, which helps to take advantage of the lovely period height we have here in this room. So if you have a small or awkward space like mine, don't be afraid to go bigger with your focal points. The trick is to balance them with proportionate elements and use lines to guide the eye around the room. Instead of your focus getting stuck on awkward blank spaces, you create a seamless flow that makes the room feel larger, more open, and ultimately more relaxing to spend time in. For those on a budget, there are some great ways to achieve this effect. For example, you can try adding DIY panelling, whether it's traditional wood panelling or something simple like beaded board, which can instantly elevate a blank wall and give it visual weight. You could also create your own gallery wall using affordable frames and prints, which not only adds personality but draws the eye upwards, especially if you arrange the frames in vertical columns. Plus, if you choose prints that aren't flat but have a perspective scene, like a landscape, this can add visual depth, similar to what I did with my fireplace opening. Another option is to use large mirrors. These reflect light and make a small room feel bigger, while also providing a stunning focal point. And if you're working with a tight budget, consider upcycling a mirror or getting creative with second-hand finds. The key is to balance these focal points with symmetrical elements and visual anchors, so your eye moves naturally around the space. Now, let's dive into one of my favourite concepts, the 2 to 8 storage principle. This simple idea can have a massive impact on how calm and functional your living room feels. But what exactly is it? The principle by Frida Ramstedt suggests that only 20% of your belongings should be visible. Things like decorative items, plants, while the other 80% should be hidden behind closed doors or in drawers. The reason this is so powerful is that it helps eliminate visual noise. Imagine walking into a room that's filled with scattered objects on every surface. Even if everything's neatly placed, the sheer amount of stuff your eyes have to process can feel overwhelming, like trying to have a conversation in a noisy restaurant. Visual noise is anything that pulls your attention away from the calm, relaxed atmosphere you want to create. When every little item is on display, even things that aren't inherently messy, like books, papers, or small decor pieces, it can start to overstimulate your brain. It's like having too many tabs open on your computer. Your focus is scattered and it becomes harder to relax then. But when you reduce visual noise, your room starts to feel like a breath of fresh air. It's about giving your eyes and your mind a chance to rest. With the 2 to 8 principle, you're showcasing only the most meaningful or beautiful items while hiding away the day-to-day clutter. This doesn't just make your room look tidier, but it also has real benefits for your well-being. Studies show that cluttered spaces can increase stress levels because they create visual reminders of tasks left undone, making it harder to fully relax. By planning your storage around the 2 to 8 rule, you're designing a room that promotes peace and relaxation. You can still have personal touches and decor, but with less visual distraction, it's easier to appreciate the beauty of those items. Plus, when you need something, it's tucked away neatly, making your room feel more spacious and functional. At the end of the day, the 2 to 8 principle isn't just about organisation. It's about creating an environment where you feel at ease. When your space is clutter-free and the visual noise is reduced, you're more likely to use and enjoy the room, whether you're relaxing, spending time with family, or entertaining guests. Now, let's talk about colour, which can be a really personal topic when it comes to home design. As you can see, my living room has a pretty neutral base. I've gone with cream walls, which some might find a bit plain or boring for some, and that's absolutely fine. But for me and my partner, it's incredibly calming. We've used Bowerwork lime wash paint in the colour raw white, which gives us a beautiful warm undertone and a subtle texture, so the walls don't feel visually flat or too busy. Lime wash paint adds a gorgeous depth to the walls, almost like a soft chalky texture that catches the light differently depending on the time of the day. Even though the walls are cream, they never feel dull because the way the paint naturally shifts in tone. This creates a peaceful, calming environment, which is exactly what we're aiming for. For me, I think of it as a bit of a perfect backdrop, a blank canvas that sets the stage for other rich, warm colours to really shine. When it comes to adding colour beyond the walls, I'm personally drawn to deep, warm tones with rich undertones, exactly like this print here. It's those earthy reds, burnt oranges and warm browns that I love. I'm slowly curating my artwork and furnishings to reflect that, but what's really helped me is a colour balancing trick known as the sort of 60-30-10 formula. It's a super simple way to make sure everything feels cohesive, even if you're not a colour expert. So what exactly is the 60-30-10 rule? Well, it's a design principle that helps you balance colour throughout your space. 60% of your room should be your dominant colour. This is typically your walls and large surfaces like your flooring or main furniture pieces. In my case, that's my cream walls and lighter tone flooring. 30% should then be a secondary colour. This might be your sofa, rugs, curtains or large decor items. For me, this will eventually include my deep warm tone furnishings. And 10% is your accent colour. This is where you get to add personality through smaller items like throws, pillows, artwork or vases. It's the little pops of colour that bring everything together without overwhelming the space. Think of it like an outfit. Your 60% is your base clothing, the 30% is your jacket or accessories, and the 10% is that one bold piece like a scarf or shoes that tie it all together. So when I was choosing my flooring, I kept this formula in mind as well. I wanted something light to help make the space feel bigger, but I also paid attention to the undertones. I chose a floor with a natural warm undertone to complement the cream walls and the warm earthy tones I love in my furnishings and artwork. This way everything feels connected, nothing feels out of place. So if you're looking around your living room and the colour palette feels off or disconnected, try the 60-30-10 formula. It's a simple way to bring harmony to your space without having to repaint or completely redecorate. By having that dominant colour as a base, you can layer in secondary tones and accents that reflect your style, all while keeping the room visually balanced. And remember, colour doesn't have to be loud to be impactful. Even soft neutral tones like a cream or a beige can be a beautiful foundation if they're combined thoughtfully then with other colours that speak to you. At the end of the day, your home should reflect your personality and bring you peace. whether that's through bold accents or calming neutral hues. Trust your instincts and don't be afraid to experiment. Lighting is one of those things that can completely transform how a room feels, and it's often overlooked. The key to creating a cosy, homely atmosphere is layering your lighting. You don't want to rely on just one overhead light that can make a space feel flat and clinical. Instead, try and aim for what's known as the 5 to 7 rule. The 5 to 7 rule is a simple guideline. Aim to have 5 to 7 light sources in a room to create warmth and dimension. This might sound like a lot, but it doesn't mean 5 large lamps. It's about a mix of lighting types to give the room depth and texture. Think about table lamps, floor lamps, wall sconces, pendant lights, and even small accents like candles or fairy lights. What really helps make a space feel welcoming is a combination of indirect or diffuse light. Instead of having harsh overhead lights, opt for lamps with fabric shades that gently soften the light, or place light sources behind furniture for a more indirect glow. This helps eliminate harsh shadows, creates a soft, inviting ambience. For example, you could place a floor lamp behind your sofa, or use uplighting behind a bookshelf or plant to create a soothing backdrop. Another great tip is to vary the height of your lights. When all your light sources are at the same level, the room can feel one-dimensional. Mixing up the heights, using a combination of table lamps, floor lamps, wall lights, candles, you add layers of light that create visual interest. Imagine it like the layering of decor. Different levels help guide the eye around the room and make the space feel dynamic and balanced. So if you're trying to create that cozy, homely vibe, remember to mix things up. Use a variety of light sources, spread across different heights, and aim for soft, diffused light. And don't forget that smaller lights like candles on a side table or a string of lights on a bookshelf can make a big impact in creating that warm, lived-in feel. This whole living room renovation was definitely a journey, lots of planning, a few surprises along the way, but I'm so happy with how it's all come together. There's something really rewarding about creating a space that feels truly like home, isn't there? And speaking of surprises, if you're in the middle of your own room transformation, renovation, or planning one, I've got a few unexpected tips to help make the process a lot less stressful. Click here to watch my next video for all the details, and if you're enjoying these renovation updates, don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss out on any of my new projects. Thank you for watching.